Well, good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Before we start and everything, you know how it is. We usually wait until we get about half a dozen, something like that, half a baker's dozen, whatever. And until then, you can watch me fix a water pipe. How about that? How about that? Huh? Ooh, look at that. Bad water. Bad water. What's up, Eli? How you doing, brother? Are you doing good today, Eli? I bet up says like six this morning. Yeah, so hey Charlie sis, how you doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good. About to fix a water pipe. So y'all gonna join me on fixing a water pipe. Then after that, we're going to talk some survival stuff. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nothing better. I'm gonna put y'all right there. Take me a drink of my energy drink. Just put y'all up. See if y'all can. Hopefully y'all can see me. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. It's starting to get chilly out here in Texas too. you know, it's it is what it is. It's hot during the day and cold at night, but oh god, but things happen. Yeah, right here, right there. With the water, I cut the water hose, so we're gonna let that drain out for a little bit. What's up, Dale? How you doing, brother? Yeah. Oh, too hot to be doing work in a jacket. Too hot. Too hot. I am Knuff. Uh, I wished I was Knuff. I really wished I was Knuff. I'm glad to hear that, Dale. I'm glad to hear that, brother. How you been? But you know, things things are going. We're about to get a new house. Moved onto the property and everything. We're going to get a lot of the land cleared out and stuff. It's going to be good. Yeah, it's all right here. See if that helps. But after I get done with this and everything, then we will we will do survivalism. You know, good old. See, the thing with survival is you have to learn how to you have to learn how to do everything on your own. You have to learn how to do your own water, do your own electricity, do uh, uh, survival isn't just a game that people think about. You know, you have to you have to figure out how to get water to your location. You have to figure out everything. Alrighty, tidy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Survivalism is survivalism is the mainstay of everything. Survivalism is not just the willpower to survive, but the knowledge to survive. Yeah, you can be simple. You can live by quote unquote the law of the land or whatever. But the thing is we live in 2025. Survivalism is not going to be survivalism is going to be harder now than it ever has been before. everything everything matters in survivalism. It also means saving everything. You have to reuse, repurpose, carry on. You're not going to be able to walk down to the store, buy your food. You're not going to be able to go to the hardware store, get everything that you need. What's up, Trine? How you doing, brother? How you doing, BJ? Um, fixing a water pipe. I mean, the water pipe that busted. Just normal, everyday stuff. You know that cold that we had happen and everything. it took out one of our pipes. So, but yeah. Thing is people people take too much for granted everything that we have anymore. You know what I mean? Like people take a lot of stuff for granted that shouldn't be for granted. I got you, Shrine. Yeah, I don't blame you, brother. I was off yesterday. Had a I don't know. I was sick. Oh god, sick yesterday. Oh, sorry. I'm doing good. I'm doing good, BJ. I'm doing good, brother. I hate polypropylene. Un momento. There we go. Ho 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 ho. Do 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 do. But yeah, sorry. I'm trying to have a conversation with y'all and while doing this. But give me a minute. Give me the minute, and we will do this. Oh, God. Gotta love nature. Nature is your best friend or your worst enemy all the time. Nature either loves you or it hates you, especially when you're digging around in mud. Okay. Oh, God. Oh, well. Un momento. Sorry, everybody. All right. That works. Oh, trees, come on. Work with me here. Thank you. You know, take care, BJ. You know, the thing is long hair isn't really. Oh my goodness. How are you doing, Ron? Where have you been? Hey, Willie, how you doing, brother? Hold on. Uno momento. Okay. I'm sorry, Ron. Everything's going to shit over here, brother. Ugh. Hold on. I gotta help. I gotta give Miss Star her bob thing. So she can get on her computer. Her security fob. Where you been, Ron? Where you been hiding? Sorry. I thought maybe I'd be done with this before everybody started coming in. You know, they always made Rambo and everybody look so cool with long hair in the wilderness. You know, made it look so cool growing up in the 80s and the 90s and all that stuff where people got long hair and living out in the wilderness and, being a tough guy. It ain't cool when you get your hair stuck in a cedar tree and now you got, yeah, they had hairstylists, right? Yeah, like our ancestors and everything. I mean, I tell you what, like, it was a lie to everybody. It was a lie. You ever tried walking through the wilderness and everything with your hair in the middle? I'm not talking about a hiking trail. I'm talking about deep in the woods in a cedar wilderness. Literally walked through 2 cedar trees and I got a whole entire tree in my hair. Autumn, where are you? Can you come here? My shoes are muddy and everything. But they made it so cool with like Stallone and all these people and playing Rambo out in the wilderness. I'm on a live stream. Telling how shitty it is with long hair and in the wilderness. Yeah, because of trees. Like Stallone and Rambo and all that shit made it look, fun and cool and yeah. All right. I'll be back. But yeah, like the 80s made us believe the future was going to be amazing. The future was going to be so sci-fi and so advanced. And come and find out that it's not. What's up, Susan? How you doing, sis? Why ain't you, Ron? Why ain't you spending $35 for a buzz? Huh? But yeah, the 80s and the 90s made, well, especially for, kids like me growing up in the 80s and stuff, like, they made us think everything was going to be so cool and not have a smartphone. You know what I mean? Like, uno momento. Going back to fixing the water pipe. Sorry, I accidentally hit the leave button. But yeah, we were lied to so much as kids growing up in the 80s and the 90s. It was so cool to have a Rambo knife and go out with your Coleman tent in the middle of the woods and be a true Boy Scout. Like, then in reality, come to find out that you can't carry all that stuff. You can't do this in your certain state. You can't. You have to learn knife safety to even get a knife to be a Boy Scout. Like, America lies to everybody. America is just one gigantic lie. That's all it is. It's a country of broken dreams and mass amounts of lies. Like the things we can't do in our country, there's people in other countries that and that's the thing with the world. America makes us believe that we are so bad to other people that we are literally making fun of other countries when we're trying to do something like them. It's a shame. It's a lie. It's a conflict of interest. That's what the world makes us believe. That we are so bad. But we're not. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong, there is. I mean, like I said, don't get me wrong, there is bad people in the world. There we go. All right. We shit. Uno momento, everybody. Oh my God. Ah, crap. Sorry, my ADD is kicking in. Okay. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, ow, ow. That one's dead. Oh, all my tools are in my hands, sir. Uh, yeah, yeah. You probably seen a bunch of cats running around here. Yeah, yeah. I trust me. Trust me that I couldn't even go and buy a boot knife in Tennessee until I showed them my scout badge in knife handling. And I was born in '84. Like, but you know, it was one of those things that made us believe that we could do anything and everything that we wanted to. What? Vegetation maintenance. Man, our electric is running pet. Running vegetation maintenance out here. Yeah, yeah. I got my tools, sir. See, I got my tools. Uno momento. Freaking hose clamps. I tell you what. Hose clamp. Hose clamp. Let me put my hose clamp on here. Oh no. There we go. All right. Let's see how that works. Freaking sweet. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Good old. Good old Matthew. Ah. Son of a bitch. Well, what's that saying? When it rains, it pours. It's the leak. And now another leak sprung. Now I gotta go back and get more. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Uh, you gotta love. And the water pipe that we have, they don't make anymore because it's polyethanol. I cut my palm open. See, that's the thing with survival and everything. What's up, Shire? How you doing? You know, like what I was saying, survival is more than just basic food storage. It's more than just food and water and every other, like, tools and stuff. Survival. Yeah, sorry, don't mind the thing in the back. This is why we're getting a new house. Because the roof fell in. And the porch and everything collapsed in on itself, too. So, thank you, Tryon. Yes, sir. You have a good one, too, brother. Get some rest. Take care, brother. But survival is more than just basic necessities. Unless you are literally trapped out in the middle of God knows where, woods or whatever. Survival, if it's the end of the world, you have to stockpile everything. I'm talking about you're going to have to learn how to make your own wood. You're going to have to learn how to get water from one place to another. You're going to have to learn how to irrigate. You're going to have to learn how to manipulate natural water sources to come to you. If you're in a survival situation, if it's an end of the world times and everything, you're not going to be 80 years old walking 20 miles to go get 5 gallons of water. You're not. You have to learn how to control the water, just like our ancestors did, how we made villages, how we made cities. We will be doing the exact same thing all over again. It is a continuation of the same mindset that has been ingrained into us since the dawn of time. You will start. You're going to have, you're going to have turf wars. Yes, you're going to have everything until people learn to, become like our ancestors and learn to survive together. Just like, water will continue to fill the pipes. There is no, after a certain amount of time, water stops. It's not. The difference would be is the purification of water. You are not going to have the same clean tap water coming through your tap, 5 years down the road. You're not. Yeah. Everything needs attention, Shire. Everything. Like, water will still continuously go through. until the main reserves stop. Depending on where you're located, how big your water reserves are, stuff like that, depends on how long it lasts. Power, on the other hand, will give out, you know, because most places are ran through hydroelectric power now, not nuclear like what we used to. Yes, there's still major cities that have nuclear power plants, don't get me wrong. Charcoal filtration, yes, it is good, but the thing is it has to be purified charcoal, which a lot of people don't understand that. You can't just go and burn wood and have that as, a purification. Uh, Purified charcoal is what they consider glazed wood, not completely burnt through, because it has to have the porousness of like a sponge so it can absorb everything in it and filtrate the water through it. Kind of like, you know, a coffee filter, or like, when you pour water through coffee, the filter stops the coffee grounds from coming through, but the water still seeps through the coffee and brings it out. Activated charcoal. That's what I mean. Sorry, activated charcoal. It not purified charcoal, but activated charcoal, and it still has to have somewhat of a live filter. Like inside of it. It can't just be completely, uh, can't be like charcoal briquettes or anything like that. You can't use that. Um, you have to char the outside layers of wood and keep the inside layers of the wood still wood so it can absorb. So the inside layer of the wood and everything absorbs all of the bad shit and holds it in there. It's the same thing as like said. You have to do like a 3-layer process of like actual filterization: charcoal, sand, rocks. You know. What's up, Danny? How you doing, brother? How you doing? Happy Halloween, brother. Like, we use microfiber filtration, stuff like that now that you can just. It's easy enough to get a pool filter now in 2025 and use a pool filter as a water filtration. Because a pool filter filters out like a lot of chemicals, a lot of shit, and all you have to do is just wash it out and clean it, and it's ready to go again. Kind of like the Sawyer mini filters. All you do when you clean a Sawyer mini filter, you just take it out, you wash it, and put it back in. That's all you do. Yeah, the iodide pills. I mean, kind of like a form of iodide pills. They're good, but the thing is, if you drink too much of it, or you put too much in water, it can poison you also. So watch out for that, Danny, because it's chemicals. It's a chemical compound inside of it. Like too much can be too bad. That's why they tell you, when you use it, use one for every 2 gallons. Like one pill for every 2 gallons, because it's kind of like bleach. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, going into the future, we do not need to. We do not need to. We do not need to take survivalism from the 1800s. We don't need to learn survivalism from the last 500 years. We don't. There is so much of a surplus of everything that has been created in the last 30 years that is an overstock of everything. Even these cheap plastic lighters like this. You know, the ones that you get from the pound store or like Dollar Tree. Okay, one of these, they've shown like on deserted islands, one of these lighters floating in the ocean for like months, and it falls and it gets washed up on the shore of a deserted island. It is still usable. This is more waterproof than a Bic. Like, what's up, Skies? How you doing, brother? Yeah, Daddy. I'm just saying, you know, for like long-term survival and stuff like that, you need longer water filtration. I mean, like I said, water filtration, it's simple. I mean, it's really simple. I mean, you don't even really have to worry about water filtration if you have a clean water source, like straight from the source water, you know. Yeah. That's what I've been telling people all this time. Like, and all they have, there's cans that use a plastic liner inside of them now that isn't meant for long-term storage also. Like, that plastic deteriorates inside of food and contaminates food now because it's considered supposed to be cleaner instead of having food on aluminum, because all these snowflakes that say, oh, I don't want my food touching metal or whatever the fuck. Like, say people that say, oh, I don't want my baby getting, I don't want my baby getting a shot because it's going to fuck with their DNA. But that's the one thing that you're going to have to worry about more than anything now, is the way everything is a pop top lid. Like, there is no more traditional canning anymore because traditional canning costs too much money. So they put a quote unquote time lapse seal on these cans. Yeah. Hey, Wally, brother, how you doing? Everything, I mean, here's the thing. Contaminants have been around since the beginning of time. I mean, they found microplastics in people in Pompeii, like from the volcano. Like, microplastics was in the soot of the volcano that destroyed Pompeii. There's microplastics that form naturally in the oceans. There is microplastics that form naturally in wilderness. like, people say contaminants and all this stuff. Like, even Inti, I think that's what his name is, Inti, the caveman that they found in the Andes Mountains. He had microplastics in his stomach. Like, his stomach still had food in it, and there was still microplastics in his stomach. Like, there's nothing in this world that hasn't already been here. You know what I mean? We add to the pollutants. We add to everything. It's just like, if you're in New York City, you can't filtrate the water in New York City. You can't sit in New York City and open your mouth and drink fresh rainwater. You can't. Yeah. Otzi. Yeah, him. The Stone Age man. Yes, Shire. Thank you. Yes, Wally. Sand contains everything. Sand makes glass. Sand makes gold. Sand is the contamination of everything. And you know how much particles of sand is everywhere in this fucking world? Sand, there is over 1 billion particles of sand to every atom in the world. Even in space, there is sand. Like, this is what I'm saying. In 2025, the whole entire prepper and survivalist mindset is bullshit. It is. It is complete and utter bullshit. Like I was saying earlier, in the last 30 years, there has been such a stockpile of everything made that you can go to any warehouse, any factory, whatever, in any major city, and there is still going to be things there for you. There's going to be clothes. There's going to be, plastics. There's going to be metal. There's going to be batteries. There's going to be everything in the world. There's going to be tires. There's going to be oil. There's going to be gas. There's nothing in this world that is going to be gone. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, it's like the river, the Thames River. I mean, the one river in London that was used to wash everything away into the ocean. I mean, like mud larkers. Like, in the Victorian era, there was so much crap in the River Thames that people could literally float on dead horses and cows and, like, little floating piles of trash. And there was dead bodies floating in that river. Yeah, that is right, Sky. That is right. Humans add to everything. I'm not saying that the world does not poison itself. It does. It does. But humans add to that toxicity. Humans add to everything that is already in circulation. We add 50% more to everything in this world than what is already naturally occurring. It's like, you know how much death happens every day in the world. I'm talking about just in wildlife. And it's like, you know how much methane gas is produced every day? And I'm not talking about just from like farms. I'm talking about from everything. I blame the lizards too. Like, there was less methane gas when dinosaurs ruled the world than now with modern civilization and modern animals. There was less methane gas with dinosaurs. And you know how big their piles of shit was? Like, I mean, a T-Rex could literally dump feces the size of a Volkswagen Bug on the ground and just walk off. But yeah, carbon footprints, all that, it's BS. It really is. Like, people say, oh, well, the oxygen levels and everything was so much higher back then, so carbon and methane and all that stuff was just a nutrient to bigger species. Because it costs too much money. It costs way too much money. It's just like organic diesel. It's the exact same principle. There is no difference between plastic waste diesel and biodiesel. There's no difference in it. It is all diesel. But the thing is the process of it. For mass amounts of humans that we have, it will cost 10 times more to produce that much amount of plastic waste, and also the burning of it, the chemical compound of creating it. If you're watching that black dude that has his whole like plastic biodiesel generator bullshit, he is making small quantities of it. He is making small quantities of it for personal use only. When you're looking at that compared to making plastic waste diesel for millions, and I'm talking about millions every day. Oh yes, guys, yeah. The cost and everything. It's just like we have the ability to process salt water and filtrate it to give everybody in the world fresh water, but it costs so much money. Like even European the boats, what are they called, where people go on them, like Carnival cruise ships, cruise liners in the European countries, they all have a saltwater filtration, a saltwater purification device on buoys and everything, right? One of those can only make 20 gallons of fresh drinking seawater. 20 gallons. Yeah, 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 Wally. Like one of those, and it's almost the size of a TV. It's almost the size of a fucking TV to filtrate all the salt water and everything in seawater to make it drinkable. We have the technology to do it. It just costs a shitload of money. Like you can even buy those. You can even buy those saltwater purification. Desalination, purify, filtration systems. You can buy those on eBay. But like I said, only one of those can only produce 20 gallons of water. Correct, Skies. And nobody is going to build a purification plant in Africa. Nobody's going to do that because there is no profit in it. There is no profit in it. Yeah. I mean, the Gobi Desert was a fertile, jungle at one time. It was until humans started denying water to certain areas. After humans learned to redirect water to their places, it stopped going everywhere else that it needed. That is the thing with humans. Humans are the ones that destroys nature. Humans are the ones that destroy natural order. Mm-hmm. That is true, Sky. That is true because humans have the mental capacity of a goldfish, Skies. They need something to get them away from asking questions. They need a deterrent. So yeah, they're going to pay these people millions of dollars. It's just like singers. I mean, singers and musicians and movie actors. They're all entertainment. They are all entertainment, and it's what is used to control our simple minds. And I blame the Greeks for it. I blame the Greeks for creating drama and comedy and everything. The Greeks created, the Olympics. Yeah. Because people needed entertainment. Because in that time, it was war or sex. That was the only entertainment that you had in those times. War or sex. Like, humans are the equivalent to goldfish. We really are. We are the equivalent to goldfish. And I mean, technically, YouTube is a form of this, desensitization. Yeah, there is some good on YouTube that teaches stuff, but they don't get the recognition that they need compared to idiot kids walking around and trying to destroy a Walmart. Yes, we are. We seriously are, Skies. There's only a handful of us that is actually able to be intelligent. It's the same thing with every other generation, every other great civilization. Only a handful of people became intelligent. The rest were just in motion. And that's the way the world is. The world has to be in motion. The same thing with every human being. Every human being has to be in motion. People say the world has a gravitational pull. That's what keeps us here and all this stuff and everything. But if you look at the world, none of the other worlds literally spin like we do. You know, that's why the Earth has such a rotational pull to it, is because we have so much life on our planet. It's kind of like a wheel, kind of like a guinea pig wheel. The more humans, the more life, the more everything that we have on this planet, the faster and the faster and faster that it moves. Because our gravitational pull is a lot faster now than it was when dinosaurs were around. That's why dinosaurs were able to grow as big as they were. That's why animals were as big as they were, is because the gravitational pull wasn't as heavy then, and the oxygen level was so much higher than what it is today. Like, we have so much life on this planet of humans that we are literally sucking up every ounce of air. And the more and more people that you put in, it's like you could have, like, say you fill a glass with a quarter of water in it, and you keep adding weight to that water. It expands and it gets higher and higher and higher, right? It's the same thing here. The more and more people that are in this world, living, breathing, doing everything at the same exact time, because each one of us is breathing at the same time. Whether or not we're in unison, but we are still breathing every second. Every hit of air that you take is taking away from the air that is given from each one of these trees and grass and everything else. Like, we are running to the point where we have put so much weight in that water that now it's overflowing with weight and not water. It's the same thing with our food ecosystem. Every freaking place has to have a food source connected to it. Grocery chains all have to have a set amount of food in it. Every fast food restaurant has to have a set amount of food delivered to it every day or every other day. Same thing with restaurants, like big chain restaurants. They have to have a set amount of food delivered to them too. We are constantly killing and restocking, killing and restocking. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, guys. the resources on Earth do not increase. It decreases. And the more we take away from it, the less we have an abundance of it. Pretty soon, we're going to be people having to manufacture oxygen because we have destroyed every bit of land, every bit of trees. It's just like what I was saying. Out here in Texas, our electrical company is providing a vegetation maintenance all month long in November to destroy the natural wildlife surrounding their poles and their meters and all this stuff and getting rid of it. Instead of just cutting the grass, paying somebody to go out and do maintenance on the grass, no, they're just going to do away with it all. But the thing is nature will always come back. Once humanity reaches its peak and destroys itself again, the world will take it back. Everything will be taken back. Everything will return to dust. That's the saying. Everything returns to dust. And it's true. Even metal rusts and turns back to dust. Everything. Everything. The world, we are at end times. We really are. Whether we want to acknowledge it or not, we are at the end times. And I told everybody this 5 years ago. I said the world will be changing in the next 10 years. And that was 5 years ago. And I swear by 2030 or 2035, the world is going to end. Not physically, but something major is going to happen. Something major will happen. Because this world cannot sustain one family having another 4 children, and those 4 children within 20 years having another 4 children for each one of those 4 kids. That's 16 kids, 16 more people from one family. Yeah. I mean, we're supposed to be the stewards of the land. We're supposed to take care of this land for the next generation, but look what we've done. We have destroyed everything to make more living areas for humans. That is That is what is going on. There's a song called, Big Yellow Taxi, and that was done in what, the 60s, 70s, and the one thing that it says is they cut down all the trees and paved a parking lot, and now They cut down all the trees and put them in a museum, laid down a parking lot, and now you got to pay $1.50 to see trees. That's seriously what we're doing right now. Yeah. Like, we are literally destroying everything that we have. Even a place like where me and Miss Star lives right now. It is not even considered rural anymore, because 5 minutes down the road and everything, it is a town. It's a city, literally. I mean, 20 years ago, there was not a Walmart out here. There was nothing out here. And now we have a Walmart. We have 5 shopping centers. We have a Planet Fitness. We have a grocery store. We have a CVS. We have a Walgreens. We have everything and anything that you need. That's what I'm saying, guys. That's what I'm saying. This world is all about the dinero. That's all it is. People do not care about anything else but making some form of money. It's like these people. It's like people that have these shopping centers. They will keep these shopping centers running, even if there's not a single shop in it. They will keep it running and pay the taxes on it and everything until something comes along, because they know if they put the right price on it, somebody's going to rent out one of those spots and pay that money. Even if they only pay for 6 months, that is still more money than what they made. And it's easy for a parking lot. It's easy for a parking lot to be put somewhere, and easy $5 parking. Everybody thinks, oh, $5 is nothing. $5 adds up. If you have 100 people a day, that is $500 a day. That is more than what most people make in a week. You know what I mean? Like, most people don't even make $500 a week. And you got this guy, and you got this parking lot. You spent $15,000 to build it, right? I'm just saying $15,000 to build it. 50 spots. Just a easy, little parking spot around a good, tourist area. They will pay hand over fist for that parking lot. And you're making, like I said, $5 a parking spot and 100 people a day. Yeah, Wally. I mean, abandoned malls are all over the place. Why not use it? That's the thing with America. America's good at repurposing things, repurposing everything. America's good at that. America can turn anything that they want to into something else. That's the thing. That goes back to the whole entire thing is if there's a world-ending event that happens, there is enough stockpile of everything because we have to continuously, repurposing. Yeah. We have to keep everything stockpiled for everybody. You know, you go to Walmart. Walmart's getting a truck in every night. Every night. Grocery stores are getting a truck in every night. Gas stations get a truck every night. All these places have to have an abundance of everything. And if the end of the world happens, there is not a single place that's going to literally run out of anything. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Wally. Yeah. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how much. I mean, look at all the stuff that's on Amazon. I mean, everything at Amazon is in stock. Yes, sir, Shire. Yes, sir. I mean, I'm not saying the world is ending. No, but we are in we we are in end times if the right circumstances happen. If we have another thing like COVID, if another mass epidemic like COVID happens, it will shut the world down again. It's like, what was it? North Africa? What was it? 3-4 months ago, North Africa had a bubonic plague scare again, and they shut down all the airports and everything in North Africa. So the bubonic plague would not travel to other countries. Like, it was another scare. It was another scare because we don't know how to fix the bubonic plague. We have it in the CDC. We have the genetic makeup of it, but we don't have a active bubonic plague, to study. It's just like the scarlet fever. If the scarlet fever hits, or the yellow fever, if scarlet fever or yellow fever hits again, we don't have anything to fight against those. We have nothing. At that time, when the scarlet fever hit, we lost 25% of the U.S. population. 25%. And that was in the 1700s. Okay? That was in the 1700s. We lost 25% of the population because people were dying within a week. Scarlet fever has never had a cure And we have a working scarlet fever virus in the CDC right now. And we still have not created a vaccine for it. What do you think about that? They said we lost over, what was it? What was it? 200,000? 200,000 people in the 10 years that the scarlet fever was out? I think it was 200,000. I think it was. Now I'm questioning myself. Uno momento. Hold on. Somebody check that for me. Yeah, sure. Look how many people buy food and let it go to waste. I mean, just food in general, Shire. What is the one thing that people always need but let go to waste? Food. Every day somebody is going out and buying food and eating half of it and leave it in their fridge, and in 2 days they're like, oh, that was takeover, that was takeout, I don't want that, and then they just throw it away because it's still a half a takeout of, I don't know, chicken curry or whatever, but they they sit there and throw it away. At least like kitchen gadgets, they will use it, just when. You know what I mean? Until the little trend or whatever gets tiring, or people ain't using, a soda stream or an ice cream maker or whatever, then they go and donate it to a secondhand shop. But that's what I'm trying to say. That's the stuff that's going to continue to be around. All that stuff's going to continue being around. Electronics, stuff like that, power cords, game systems, stuff like that we do not need for whatever. It's all going to sit back. It's all going to sit back and collect dust. And clothing. Clothing is the same way. I know we all have a woman that has bought a purse or bought a dress or something, wore it, a month, and threw it in the closet, right? I mean, even men have done it. Men have done it too. Men have went out and bought, this outfit and wore it one time and never wore it again because it was not comfortable or whatever. Clothing, electronics, basic necessity items is going to overflow the place. And a lot of Chinese made stuff is going to overflow everything too. The world is the world today is whatever is in trend. Yeah, tuberculosis. Yeah, it was tuberculosis at the Waverly. Yeah, Wally. But tuberculosis. I mean, tuberculosis. We have a cure for it if it's caught in time. Yeah, you're good, Wally. You're good. I mean, tuberculosis has a cure if it's caught in time. But the thing is people don't know the symptoms of tuberculosis, so it can spread. But it's one of those things of, you know, they can fix it if it's caught in time. If it's 2 or 3 years down the road, no, they can't fix it. But, if it's 2 or 3 weeks into it, yeah, they can give it and give you the antibiotics and everything that you need to fix it. But, like life-ending sicknesses. I mean, tuberculosis was one of the things that a lot of people were getting, especially out west. Like, out west was like tuberculosis and yellow fever. That was out west, central and out west. Where on the east side it was scarlet fever. They made that Disney movie with whatever Osmosis Jones or whatever about it. Like, but I mean, like Bill Murray ate an egg that a monkey took from him. Like, the whole entire plot was stupid to me. But, he ate a contaminated hard-boiled egg that was in a monkey pen. Like, why would you do that? But anyways, that created scarlet fever in him. But it wasn't the medication that saved him. It was his immune system that saved him, which is BS. It's BS. That's why they said, in the movie and everything, because scarlet fever goes straight to the brain and it boils your brain. And it was like a biological learning movie. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Shire. Yeah. It's kind of a form of the, what is it called? The mark of the devil or whatever. What's up, cat? Ooh, sorry, brother. What's up? How you doing, brother? But there's stuff that we have. I mean, there's things that we can do to treat it, but we can't cure it. It's like, like quote unquote COVID. We can treat COVID, but we can't cure it. It's going to be with us until we die, like the common cold, because it is a form of the common cold, just a more powerful one. Like, every sickness has evolved from the common cold. Everything. Every sickness known to man has evolved from the common cold. That's why I'm saying in survival times, in end times, if you get sick, you are fucked. If you even get something like the common cold in a survival situation, you will die. Because unless you have all the medicine and everything, you will not survive. And I'm not going to say that the grocery store ain't going to have, most people in end times are going to raid the more powerful drugs. They're going to, get the, get the name brand, hydrocodons and pain relievers and shit like that. But they're going to leave they're going to leave the NyQuil. They're going to leave all that stuff because that's something that is not valuable to them, because they're still thinking on what people need to survive, like drug dealers. They're going to get the things that are going to fuck you up. And I'm glad to hear that, Cat. They don't. Most people don't realize that, because we live in a perfect world, that if an end of the world scenario happens, they don't think we need, Theraflu. They don't think we need, Dimetapp. Even children's medicine we can take as adults. It's just we have to take more of it. Oh, hold on. Oh, shit. Oh, hold on. Yes, Shire. That is one thing that plagues everybody, and biting the side of your tongue too. Remember that, the cheek and the side of your tongue, sir. It's there's things that there's a lot of things that we take for granted in a perfect world. And a lot of people are too stupid to realize that the amount of stuff that you need to stockpile as a survivalist and a prepper is astronomical, because we have that within arm's reach. We can go straight to the grocery store and go buy the stuff that we need. But we need that, $300 silky saw katana. Like, fucking bullshit, stupid. Because here's the thing. You are a survivalist. You are a prepper. But you are limited to the space you have. Unless you have a whole entire house on another property somewhere else that you stock from head to toe with everything, and even then, somebody's going to find your house. Somebody's going to find that house, and they're going to raid it. It's stupid how people believe that they are untouchable. Like, you're not untouchable. Nobody is untouchable in a survival scenario. You're not untouchable. You're going to need sleep. You're going to need food. You're going to need hydration. You're going to need medicine. And if you don't have one of those things, you're going to get weak. It's just like the addictions that we have too. If you're a smoker, you need to learn how to make your own tobacco. You need to learn how to grow your own tobacco, because that's one of the first things that people are going to go after in an end of the world scenario. They're going to go after cigarettes, going to go after alcohol, they're going to go after coffee. Those are the three major things that everybody runs their life on, especially in America. I mean, even tea, like you Brits, you're going to need to stock up on your tea. I mean, seriously. Because if you don't stock up on tea and you think you're going to go to the store and find that, hell no, you're not going to find that. It's just like Americans running to the store thinking they're going to find coffee. No, you're not going to find coffee. Even the worst, cheapest brand of coffee, people are going to have. People are going to take it because it's coffee. It's caffeine. And people are going to take coffee over Cokes. Cokes will sit there. Cokes will sit there because they're heavy, they're unwieldy, everything. They bust in heat. You know, you drop a 12 pack, at least 6 of them are going to bust. Like, you have to realize the necessities that you use in everyday life. And you need to stock up on it. And you need to learn a backup plan on getting it. Because here's the thing. You can't grow coffee unless you are very, very smart. You're not going to grow coffee. I mean, you can. But I don't know where you buy coffee seeds at, because the coffee beans you buy is not plantable. They don't grow. Like, they're all roasted and everything. Hey, what are you doing, Uncle Al? How you doing? Like, you have to have a backup plan to everything, especially addictions. Like I said, cigarettes. You're going to have to learn how to grow your own tobacco. You are. Even the 420 people, you're going to have to learn how to fucking grow your stock. You're unless you buy a moonshine, a moonshine steel, you're not. Yeah, cat. Yes. Well, no. Here's the thing. You are allowed. The TSA allows you to bring a quote-unquote survival bag with you. The only thing is you cannot bring your survival bag onto the plane where you sit. It has to be, it can't be a carry-on or anything like that. It has to be in your luggage, and you have to sign and fill out a consent form for it. Dave Canterbury did a thing about that. Like, because he travels all over the fucking world and does, like, Survivor conventions and shit. But you can carry a survival bag. Yes. It has to be in the storage of the plane. It ain't going to help you being in the belly of the plane if the plane, say, splits in half or it crash lands or if it crashes in the ocean, you're fucked. You're literally fucked. But it's there. If that makes you happy. I mean, and even going from even going state to state, even in America, you can't have a knife on you or anything on your person. And if you are going to do like a camping trip or a hunting trip or something, you're going to another state, you have to have your survival bag and everything in the trunk of your car with the knife and everything attached to it. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can kill anything with anything. I know, but I'm just saying, like, the majority of people that don't, understand the implements of everything. Most people go to a knife. And it's just like most people think knives are weapons also instead of tools. But anyways, I mean, anything can be a weapon. You could take a fucking pencil and stab somebody in the eye with it and kill them. I mean, you can headbutt somebody in the nose and fucking kill them. Anyways, that's a different subject. But yes, I mean, you can travel around the world and everything with a survival bag. Yes, you can. You that SAS instructor and everything. Yes, it was different. It was different back then, but now that there's so much that goes on in the world today that the TSA wants you to have a survival bag if something major happens. Yeah, I know. I heard about that. I heard about that, Shire. You better watch it, or I'll give you a hangnail. Oh my god. Fucking humans, man. Fucking stupidity. They don't want you having a nail clipper, but they'll let a woman have a solid glass nail file on a plane. What the fuck? Oh yeah. Coffee can grow those places because they got the soil and everything for it, Uncle Al. But I'm talking about trying to grow coffee here in Texas, like with this rocky, rocky hard soil and everything. Unless I go to the Chihuahuan Desert to grow it, like. That's one of the things, though. You have to plan this stuff. Like, coffee beans just, like, coffee is the one thing that takes so long to grow. It's like my avocado trees and everything. My avocado trees and my pear trees. It takes 5 years 5 years before my avocado trees and everything get to the size that they can produce their very first production. 5 years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right? It people like survival is not a game. It's really not. I mean, Yeah. Yeah, Wally. It's all about that. What is up, Bat? How you doing, sis? You have to have a long-term, dedicated, and set plan if you are going to do long-term survival. You have to. You have to set this stuff. And I'm talking about you have to set out your land the way that you want. You have to have an abundant orchard. You have to have an abundant fruit supply. You have to have a year-round garden. You have to have all this stuff. You literally have to have things growing every day to eat. This isn't that Matt Damon movie where he was on Mars and growing fucking potato and living on one potato a day. Yeah, you can do it, but are you going to be strong? Are you going to be fit? Are you going to have the physical strength to do what you need on one potato a day? No, you're not. Look at the potato famine of fucking Ireland. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, there's so much stuff that you need. Yeah. Like people, I hate these lone wolf people that say I can survive with a knife out in the woods. I hate them. I hate them because it is not. You cannot survive with just a knife out in the woods. You can't. There is not enough wild edibles. There's not enough wild bugs. There's not enough edible life. You're going to have to be scavenging every 5 minutes for food. You have to have a continuation resource. You have to. It's the same thing with people saying, "Oh, I'm going to get chickens and live off of chickens every day." You know how much noise chickens make? You think you're going to survive in you think you're going to survive in the apocalypse with other starving motherfuckers, and they're going to let you go willy-nilly with 400 fucking chickens and them crowing and clucking and them not coming over to raid you? Yeah. It's a myth. People that talk about survival, people, these major YouTube channels and everything talking about survival and all this stuff, like the Canadian Prepper and the guy that does the 18th century stuff. No. You are not going to live. You are doing this because you're living in a perfect world right now, in a perfect scenario, that you have everything at your need right now. Real survival is a continuation of collecting crops, collecting grains. You're going to have to grow grains to make bread. Like, that is the main ingredient in bread is grains. Yes, you have to feed the chickens too. Yes. I mean, unless they are, wild, free range chickens that go around and fucking, eat the bugs and all that stuff. But even then, they will not survive just on the wildlife. Like, they have to have a nutrient outside of bugs. Like, plus you got to water them. Plus you got to keep them warm during the winter. How are you gonna create heat if you have no electricity? How are you gonna keep your chickens warm? How are you gonna keep your baby chicks warm without a heat lamp? Like, and nobody wants to look at that reality. Nobody wants to think of that reality because they are living a dream. Survival is not a game where you die, you can just hit restart. It's not that. It's not, oh, give it, I turn around and I go walk behind the fucking house, and guess what? I got wild pigs and everything, in my front yard. Yeah. Yeah, like fighting chickens, domesticated chickens lost their inability to be wild unless you get fighting chickens or you get like guinea fowl. Guinea fowls are the best survivalist chickens, but they're not chickens. Like, they're dark meat. Like, they're all dark meat. People play this game. People think that it's like this, a kukuri, right? Uncle Al, what was a kukuri before it became a quote-unquote fighting knife? It was a harvesting knife. This was a harvesting knife. It was used to dig in and cut the roots and pull out whatever. Then somebody said, oh, we could use this as a fighting knife and gut people with it, like a velociraptor claw. This is a harvesting tool. If you think you're going to survive with this as a weapon, you are sadly mistaken, especially in the survival times. If you think you're going to live by the blade and die by the blade, this isn't the 1500s. Somebody's going to shoot you. Everybody has a gun. Your knife is your tool. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, guineas are stupid. But the thing is if that's all you have, I mean, that's what you got to have. Yeah. Yeah. It was a tool. But I hate these survivalists thinking, oh, we're going to teach you how to use a kukuri as a fighting knife in the end times. Yeah, that's cute. Bring your kukuri at me and I'm going to shoot you with a 22. Like, I'm going to shoot you. If you bring a sword, if you bring a katana out at me, I'm going to make your life hell. You know that? I will shoot both your knees and tell you to come run at me. Oh, yeah. Ammo runs out, yeah. But the thing is know when to shoot, Wally. Know when to shoot. Like, if you're sitting here and you're guarding your house, I'm not telling you to take a sniper rifle, but I'm telling you to take a 22, because a 22 has an abundance of bullets. 22 bullets are the Reese's of handgun ammo. You can even kill a deer with 22 in the right shot. Oh yeah, but the thing is all you need is one good shot, and you're not really going to use guns or anything hunting in a survival situation. Everybody's going to go to crossbows and compound bows when they go hunting, because it's retrievable. You can make arrows for it, and even a simple recurve bow is enough. I mean, all you need is 25 pounds of pull, and you can kill a deer with an arrow. Yeah, you could do matchlock too. Yeah. The thing is you have to, like I said, survival is all about scenario A through Z. You have to have an exit plan to an exit plan to an exit plan. You have to. And it's the same thing as, yeah, you can stockpile for 2 years. But here's the thing. Your stockpile of food and everything for 2 years is going to run out. What was your game plan in that 2 years when you were living on your stockpile of food? Did you make a garden? Did you try to trap deer so that they could breed? Did you, did you try to make a year-round garden? Did you try to grow a orchard? That 2 years is a lot of time to better yourself. That's why you stockpile. That's why you prep. You prep for the worst case scenario. Say tomorrow, I don't know, say an EMP wave hits the earth and everything goes out. Yeah. Like, if an EMP wave hits the earth tomorrow, where are you? What do you have planned? Do you have anything in plan? Like, because if an EMP wave happens, that means all electricity, everything is gone. Everything. And if it's a strong enough EMP wave, even that stupid cage that people make, yeah, an AI apocalypse or anything, somebody shuts down the internet or shuts down power in general. Do you have a plan? How much food? Yeah. How much food do you have in your? If it happens right now, right this second, if anything happens and Matthew goes away, what do you have in your cabinets right now? How much food do you have? How many people do you have living with you? What are you doing as soon as this happens? Yeah. You have to realize, it is go time. It is, you are keeping your house safe. You have to hold out until the shock and everything lasts at least 6 months. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Wally. That's what I'm saying. If electricity goes out, everybody relies on electricity. You cannot rely on electricity. Electricity may or may not be here when everything goes black. It may or may not. Yeah. You have to know. You have to have something that you can cook with a butane stove. And then, and here's the thing, it doesn't matter if it's canned or whatever, it's pre-cooked. Okay, it's pre-cooked. Just because you've never ate green beans cold out of a can doesn't mean you can't eat it cold out of a can. Like, you have to realize what you can eat and what you can't eat, what you have to cook and what you don't have to cook. You have to realize, if right now, if yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like generators, stuff like that, it runs on gas. It runs on things you need. Like, like even a solar generator. Even a solar generator needs what? It needs sunlight. Yeah, most people don't have a Dutch oven. Most people don't even have cast iron, Uncle Al. Most people don't have cast iron because they think cast iron is too heavy. The thing is you don't know. There's not going to be an emergency. There's not going to be an emergency message coming through when everything ends. They're not. Yeah. I mean, you can get by with a fireplace. I mean, you can. It's different. It's different cooking by a fire. I mean, it really is. It cooks everything faster. But like I know Wally has a huge outdoor fire pit he can cook on. But the thing is when power goes out, you have to leave all your canned shit and everything back. You have to eat out of your fridge and your freezer at least for the first 3 days. And I'm talking about pre-cook everything too. I mean, if you cook meat to the right temperature and where it's completely done all the way through, you can save it. I mean, just put it in a baggie and put it in the fridge. The fridge will hold its temperature for like I think they said if it's got a good enough seal and everything, a fridge will hold the coldness in it in a power outage for up to 16 hours. Oh yeah. I mean, I know it's harder, Uncle Al, but it can be done. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like a lot of the young people say, "Oh, it's so much harder." Well, guess what, Buttercup? It's the end of the world. Suck it up. Like, suck it up. You got to. You have to. If you don't learn new skills, if you don't learn, you will die. That's the thing with survival. Even in 2025, where everything is within reach of you, half of the people don't have shit to better themselves if shit happens. They don't look at that. They don't see that. Because everybody thinks that the world is just going to continue on. They think it's just going to continue on. Because of all the freaking religious scares and the stuff like Y2K and COVID and all this stuff, that people are immune to the end of the world threat. They are. They really are. People say they're preppers. Yes. A lot of people say they're preppers. But we saw how many people were actually surviving during COVID. Most people didn't even have $500 in their bank account. They had no money in their savings account. They had maybe, like what Wally said, 2 weeks worth of food in their cabinets because they're so used to going and buying groceries every day and just cooking what they have. That's what I'm saying, Wally. Nobody. The world runs on YouTube and how-to videos. Most people are going to kill wildlife and waste 90% of their food and waste 90% of the meat instead of learning what all they can eat, how they can eat it. It's just like you can eat everything on a deer. You can eat everything. Everything. You can eat the liver, kidneys, stomach. You can eat everything because it's an herbivore. Herbivores are the only animal that you can eat everything on. If you kill a dog or something like that, you can't eat its intestines. You can't eat its stomach. You can't eat its kidneys. You can't eat its... Well, you can eat its heart. Yes, you can. You can even eat the lungs. But people think, ooh, that's disgusting. Take care, Uncle Al. Be careful out there. But yeah, Wally. Nobody except for older generations and a very select few of my generation knows how to dress a deer or skin a animal. Most people don't even know how to check a squirrel for brain worms. Like, if a squirrel has worms in its brain, you can't eat it. It's just like you can't eat a deer if its liver is spotted. Like, There's so much stipulations to everything. Even wild animals. It's just like most rats, you can't eat most rats. You can't. Because they are carriers of the bubonic plague. They are infested with fleas and ticks that contaminate their blood. People's like, oh, I'm just going to live off of rats and, rodents. Like, everything is a rodent. Everything. Like squirrels, rabbits, guinea pigs, moles, all of that stuff is a rodent. You can't eat rats, but you could eat field mice. But eating a field mice is about the equivalent to eating what they say. One field mouse is the equivalent to eating 2 chicken nuggets. A rabbit, you have to eat everything on a rabbit. I'm talking about you have to eat all of its organs. You have to clean all of its organs. You have to eat the eyes. You have to eat the brain. You have to eat all of its organs to get the fat that is needed. Because you can get from rodents what is called protein poison. And protein starvation. That's what it's called, protein starvation. And they call it protein poison. They call it protein starvation. It's got like 7 different names to it. But it's where rabbits do not have fat. They do not have natural fat. Yeah, they may look all fat and everything during wintertime, but that's just its fur. That is not its body getting fat. Just like turtles. Turtles. If you think you're going to survive on turtles, think again, because turtles and reptiles contain worms. You will get tapeworms. You will get roundworms. You will get worms from turtles. Like, they get up under the scales and everything. Like, there is things that you cannot eat that is in nature. There's things that you cannot eat. There's a lot of things in nature that you cannot eat. What's up, Charlie? We, as a society, have brainwashed everybody thinking that we can eat everything. And it's not true. It's not fucking true. It's the same thing as humans. Our stomach, as humans, is better at digesting raw meat than it is cooked meat. We only cook meat to preserve meat. To preserve it. We are supposed to eat raw meat. Like, that is what our body is meant to do, because our stomach acids and everything deteriorates raw meat faster than it does cooked meat. That's why whenever you eat a steak, fully cooked, you have to drink more water. You are completely thirsty after you do that, because your body is wasting all of its, liquid stomach acids to break down that solid chunk of charred meat. Where rare meat, you eat it raw and you have the blood to add to your stomach acids to digest it. People don't want to hear that shit. People don't want to hear that because society has taught us that we have to eat everything at a certain temperature. And the only reason why we have to eat things at a certain temperature is because of food service industry. And things like pork. Pork you cannot eat raw. You can't. We're not supposed to eat pork at all. We're not. Pork will make you sick. Pork has worms in it. Pork will kill you. Because it's pork. It is pork. It is a scavenger. It scavenges everything. It's an omnivore. It eats anything. I know. I love bacon too, sis. Trust me. But in a survival situation, you're not going to be able to make bacon unless you know how to butcher. And pig smells disgusting when you butcher it. Pigs are literally 2 chromosomes away from being human. That's why they call humans long pork. And that's why cannibals get rehabilitated back into society with pork. Interesting facts, huh? Fun facts. But in all reality, in a end of the world scenario, I hate to say it, but a lot of humans are going to become cannibals. They really are. People don't want to admit it. People don't want to think like that, but it's true. You know how many humans there is in the world and easy to pick off? A lot. You know how many humans there is compared to deer? And how easy it is to pick off a human compared to hunting for a deer all day long? Yeah. That's literally what zombies are going to become. Zombies are going to be humans turned cannibal. It is a straight fact. Look at everybody throughout history that has survived, that has went through actual survival scenarios. I mean, the Andes Mountain soccer team. Yeah, they were humane about it. They waited until the person died, but they still ate them. They still ate humans. It's just like the Arctic exploration of, what was his name? Captain something. They were trapped. They were trapped in an ice blockage in the Arctic. And yeah, it is meat. It is meat, Charlie. And like, they killed their shipmates. And that boat is still in the Arctic. To this day, it's still in the Arctic with the dead people on the ship. But I mean, it's just like the pirate. Oh, what's his name? Something Roberts. My last name. Something Roberts. He was a pirate captain. You know, he rehydrated leather when they were starving. He rehydrated leather and everything and ate the leather off of his boots, off of his pants, off of his jacket, off of his hat by soaking it in water, rehydrating it, and cooking it. Because it was meat. It was skin. Just so his, shipmates could eat what little food they had left. And he would do that. He would make sure he had a huge abundance of leather and eat it. We are omnivores. Our bodies can eat and digest pretty much anything. Our digestive juices are so powerful that it can disintegrate concrete in a brick. It can rust metal. That's how powerful our stomach acids are. And all these people that are, no offense, but all these people that are vegan and all this stuff and everything, they don't understand the carbohydrates and everything that they are losing to digest vegetables. You have to spend more calories digesting vegetables than you do meat. That's why a lot of vegans are so thin, is because their body is wasted on digesting vegetables all day long. But that is pretty much all I got to say today. If you are really wanting to survive, if you really are wanting to live, you and your family, or you and a loved one, or somebody close to you, you have to make a plan. You have to. You have to make a plan. And I'm talking about start it today. Even if it's $5 a month, you can buy 4 things at Dollar Tree with $5 a month. You can get rice. You can get beans. You can get those pantry safe milks. Like the milk that is safe to, it's prepper milk. Dollar Tree sells it. It's called Prairie Farm milk. It has like a 3-month, it has like a 3 to 4 month expiration date on it. You can't even get real milk with less than, for a month, you can't. Most milk goes bad in 2 weeks. Yes, Charlie. Yes. You can do that. For heat, candles, cooking, also natural lubricant, and, like Doors, or it's Crisco. And also, every time you make, cooked meat, save the fat. Save the fat and reuse it. Save bacon grease. Save beef meat. Juices. Save natural fat. But seriously, you need at least 6 months worth of food. And I'm talking about cooking food. I'm not talking about I'm talking about cans. I'm talking about rice, beans, honey. Forever Foods. Forever Foods. You can get I forgot what it's called. Quinoa, any kinds of rice. Any kind of rice. Risotto rice, whatever. Pasta. Get pasta. Don't worry about canned stuff. You don't have to worry about canned stuff. I hate when people say that. They're like, oh, stock up on cans, stock up on this, stock up on... No. You don't really need that. It's nice to have that to, mix up whatever you're eating. But spend your money on seasoning. The whole salt, pepper, garlic every day, your body gets tired of the same flavor. Your body will reject the same flavor over and over and over again. It's like every day you eat a pepperoni pizza. Your body ends up saying, I don't want that. I do not want it. It's because your body is denying you of that, because it is a repetitious flavor. But if you change up the seasonings, it doesn't matter what it is, as long as it tastes different. Yeah. Get condensed milk. Condensed milk's amazing. Condensed and sweetened condensed milk. Get milk. Get powdered milk. It's literally milk. Get potato powder. Get anything that's powdered. Like, they have peanut butter powder. Because here's the thing. You are going to run out of every other thing. The only thing you're going to have is going to be water. So you need to get stuff that works with water, that mixes with water to create things. Dehydrated stuff. And you can get all of that with just as little as like $5 a week, $5 a month. If you don't have the money for it, $5 is $5. $5 is a pack of cigarettes. Not even a pack of cigarettes anymore, because cigarettes are like $7 to $8 now. Like, $5 a month is less than a pack of cigarettes. But you have to have a stockpile of food. You have to. It's an emergency food source. You have to have food. That is not a if, and, or but. scenario. It's not. It is a you have to have, just like water. Yeah, beans and rice. Beans and rice. And I'm not talking about just pinto beans. I'm talking about any beans. I'm talking about like, mixed beans, like every bean you need. Even though it's hard, it takes more for you to digest beans, but it's a good source of protein, fiber, everything. It is the alternative to meat. Yeah, yeah, Wally. I mean, there is so much out there. So much out there. I could go on for 5 days on the differences in food. But you have to have at least 6 months. And the thing is you base how much food you need based on your house size. Yeah. Yeah, we did, Wally. But you have to base your food on your house size. How many mouths you have to feed daily. And the thing is when you have to use your stockpile of food, you're not eating every day. You're not. You're not eating twice a day either. You're going to eat one meal a day for everybody. Everybody's eating one meal a day. Everybody. Yeah. But like you say you have 3 people in your house. That means you have to have 6 months supply of food for 3 people. 3 people. So that is literally 3 bags of rice, 3 bags of beans, 3 bags of whatever. Every time you go, you have to get 1 bag for every mouth. 1 bag for every mouth. Yeah. Tuna works. I mean, even sorry, even the canned chicken. Like they make canned chicken, so you can get that too. But the bad thing about tuna and canned chicken, the bad thing about them being forever foods anymore is if they have a traditional like Chicken of the Sea. Chicken of the Sea still does traditional cans. But everything now, like Star Kiss and stuff like that, they are making pop top lids. Be careful. Yeah, be careful with the pop top lids. Because pop top lids are supposed to pop after its expiration date. It's supposed to. I haven't tested that theory, and I'm not going to test that theory. Like, I am not going to buy pop top cans. I'm not. I don't do it. I don't do it for Vienna sausages. I don't do it for I don't do anything that has a pop top. I just don't. It has to be traditional canned. Just like Chef Boyardee. I will not buy Chef Boyardee cans anymore now because they put a plastic liner on the inside. Yeah, the pouches are good. The pouches work. You just got to be careful. Just be careful with the tuna pouches because they're easily punctured. Even though they are a Mylar like aluminum based, that's why they're easily punctured is because they have an aluminum liner inside of them, or a aluminum Mylar liner. But be careful with them. I mean, things nowadays are made cheaply. It is. It's made cheaply, and it's made to expedite things. And I mean, the pouches, you don't get as much tuna in it because they add seasonings and all this stuff to tuna. I mean, they cost more and you don't get as much in it. It's easier just buying a basic can of tuna. Yeah. Yeah, sure. That's why I will not. That's why I won't get it. Yeah, nope, 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 nope. No, sir. No, sir. We talk about all this pollutants and everything in the air and all this stuff, and they want to give us freaking. Depends on the MRE, Shire. Depends on the MRE, brother. I mean, 90% of the MREs have enough sodium to kill a fucking elephant. Like, you have to watch out for a lot of MREs because the sodium content. Like, and that's why I tell people to not. That's why I tell people not to buy ramen either. Like, buying ramen. You know how much one pack of ramen has in sodium? One packet of ramen has 628 grams of sodium in it. 628 grams. That is 210% of your daily sodium intake. And an MRE meal has between 1,500 to 2,000 grams of sodium. Take care, Charlie, sis. Okay. That's why they give you the gum. Oh, trust me, Shire. I know why they give you the gum. Give you that laxative gum. Crazy. Crazy ass MREs. Charlie says, you know me. Hey, If you wanna send me an email or whatever. Hold on, Charlie. I'll send you my email. Hold on. There you go, Charlie. I gave you my email, sis. I can help you make help you make a survival bag. I can even help you make a Renaissance Festival survival bag, also, if you want. All right. Yeah, send me an email whenever you want to. You know, I'll answer whatever questions you got, sis. I got you. You take care, sis. All right. But survival right now, survival is a game. It really is. Yes, ma'am. I'll take care, sis. You do the same. Survival's a game to most people. Most people are doing survival for money. Me, I'm doing this stuff to help y'all. You know, I don't want another incident like Katrina happening to people. I don't want another incident of what happened in Kerrville, Texas happening to people again. I do not want people dying because they weren't prepared. There's too much. There's too much in this world. And so much cheap alternatives to make a good survival bag that won't cost you $500. There is alternatives to alternatives. You don't need a life straw that's going to filter 100 gallons of water when you can get a Sawyer Mini that filters over 200,000 gallons of water for $20. It's insane. It's insane, that stuff. All right, Wally. The whole entire time that I've been on YouTube, I have told people the alternatives to the alternatives to the alternatives of doing and surviving on the cheap. Because I know I am a working man myself. I know how hard it is to do your bills and get food and pay your car payment and all this stuff, and you ain't got nothing. Yes, that's what I'm saying, Shire. That's what I'm saying, brother. It is now going to be on us to defend ourselves. I mean, just gas alone, even on this little fiat, that we have, we used to be able to fill it up for $20, and now it's $40 every 5 days. Every 4 to 5 days, we have to spend $40 to fill it up. And I know gas across the sea, across the pond is what? It's like what? 4 pounds? 4 pounds a liter? Y'all go by liters, right? Not gallons, right, Shire? This is a 1 liter bottle. 1 liter bottle. 1 liter. And they're paying $4 or more for 1 liter of gas. Where in America, we're paying $3 for 1 gallon, which isn't that much more. This is a 1 gallon. 4 liters is 1 gallon. 4 liters is 1 gallon. This. Like, we complain that we're spending so much money for it, but you're not looking at other countries. We don't look at other countries and say, oh, well, we're spending more than them. No. They are spending more than we are. All right, family, I'm going to get off here. I love y'all. Y'all take care. I got to tonight at 10:30. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Wally. Like almost $3. $3 for a gallon compared to $4 a liter. And like I said, 4 liters is 1 gallon. Like, that's 4, 8, 12, $16. $16 where Shire is for 1 gallon. Yeah. It's the same thing that's trying to come over here, Shire. It really is. But even electric, the charging stations and everything, like where I do my security at, the charging stations is like $1.75 an hour. $1.75 an hour to charge your car. And there's people that's there for like 16 hours charging. It's crazy. But tonight at 10:30 is going to be the live stream. Is going to be the podcast with Chronic and Nubby. We're going to be doing cryptids and everything tonight. So Yeah, I trust me. I know. I got an RV too, so. But my channel is going to be on my channel, Wally. But we're going to be talking about cryptids. Each one of us is going to do between 4 and 5 cryptids. So, y'all look out for that. It's going to be 10:30 my time, which is Central Time. Wally, it's going to be Eastern Time for you, so it's going to be 11:30 your time. So, all right, no problem, Shire. I love y'all, family. Y'all take care. I'll see y'all later. Love y'all. Bye.